So NASDAQ is the best performing equity market in the world, essentially. But when you look at it versus Bitcoin, since this period of debasement, NASDAQ has underperformed by 99.93%. Just wrap your head around that. And it doesn't stop. It's underperforming by 45% a year. And as you can see, we're going to break to new lows, and this chart will just continue as Bitcoin and crypto eat the world. It's something I call the supermassive black hole. I look at Bitcoin charts versus every asset, and they're all the same. They're all down 99.9 something percent. And then I look at relative values between Bitcoin and Ethereum, or Bitcoin and Solana, and that's where you get to choose what you think the fastest horse is. And that's why I chose Solana this cycle. But basically, crypto is the supermassive black hole, the asset that appreciates faster than anything else, and on a risk-adjusted basis too. So what's driving this?
Founder and CEO of Real Vision, Raoul Pal, had just revealed what are probably the most important charts in crypto and macro history. These charts reveal the massive success of Bitcoin and other crypto assets over the years, and points to the eventual collapse of the stock market and overall TradFi. Currently, the valuation of cryptocurrencies is $2.7 trillion. Pal predicts that just within this current cycle, this amount will skyrocket to $12 trillion and could even surge up to $100 trillion within the next decade, easily becoming the fastest accumulation of wealth in recorded history. Let us now view clips of Raoul Pal as he shares these eye-opening charts.
Ever feel like you're wasting your money on things that don't really matter? Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out on this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself now. Don't spend $12.50 on junk. Educate yourself on how to be successful in crypto using our crypto cheat guide. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Visit the website now on the link in the description for your exclusive copy. Start your journey to crypto success today.
Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to drop your comment and observations in the comment section below. Thanks and enjoy the video.
Well, what's driving this is obviously the debasement of currency, but why the other 105% excess returns versus that? Well, it's this chart. This is starting the internet at 5 million IP users and crypto at 5 million wallets, active wallets. So yes, I know that neither of them are perfect measures, but I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for understanding. And what we saw is the internet, which was the fastest adoption of technology the world had ever seen, it grew at 76% a year and then slowed down after year 8 to 43% a year. Crypto has been growing at 137% a year. It's now at 516 million users versus 187 million of the internet at the same stage. And then what we did is assume that crypto just slows down its growth to the same as the internet. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'll be faster. But it gets by 2025, the end of 2025, we get to 1.1 billion users. So that'll be double the pace that the internet grew. And because this is a network and the tokens are at your participation in the network, they go up a lot. It's as simple as that. It's Metcalfe's law. So when you've got the biggest technological trend of any asset class in all of history, you're going to make a lot of money if that trend continues. This is why it's the biggest macro trend of all time. But it goes on. If we look out further using the internet adoption growth, and we slow down the trend rate of growth of crypto to the same as the internet going forwards, we get to 4 billion users by 2030. That's half the world's population. Now, will this be perfect? It's been pretty perfect so far. I've been showing this chart for 5 years now, but let's assume not. Either way, these numbers are simply staggering. And that's why you get that log chart of Bitcoin over time, because it's the adoption curve is what you're seeing, which is why the sell-offs, even though they sound terrifying, down 75%, are just blips in the overall trend. And over time, it just keeps compounding growth. You see, to show how starkly this compounds growth, this chart of all of the asset markets since 2011, I think is hilarious. So you've got the usual NASDAQ, blah, blah, blah. So we can ignore the top three for a second. NASDAQ, 17%, beating the debasement, that 12% number, and compounded 800% since 2011. That's a fucking good investment. What a great investment the NASDAQ's been. Then we go up. Look at the top, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, every 3 years is the worst performing asset. The next 3 years in a row, it's the best performing asset in the world. And even with the drawdowns, those scary drawdowns that everybody hates, it's compounded 20 million% returns. Since we started talking about Bitcoin on Real Vision in 2014, it's up 450,000%. Its annualized return is 139%. That's mind-blowing, right? We've never, ever in history been given an asset like this. But when you go out the risk curve a bit, to newer crypto, getting up the risk curve, getting up the adoption curve, well, in 2016, out comes Ethereum. Out of the gate, monster returns. Huge drawdowns. Compounding returns, 364,000%. Annualized at 149%, which is better than Bitcoin. Solana came last cycle. Again, came out of the gate, fell 94%. What are the compounded returns? 7,713%, which is 200% a year. Right, so there is no asset class in all of history that's ever performed like this, even with the drawdowns.
Before we proceed with more of Raoul Pal's intelligent analyses, here's another piece of latest news that you may also find interesting. Jack Mallers, CEO of Bitcoin's Lightning Network wallet Strike, predicts a remarkable surge in Bitcoin's price, suggesting it could skyrocket by up to 486% to reach $1 million during the current market cycle. He attributes this potential rise to Bitcoin's limited supply, contrasting it with inflation-prone fiat currencies. Mallers also warns of the potential collapse of the bond market, which he believes would significantly affect Bitcoin's performance. He states, bondholders are getting demolished and crushed. So if that happens, it's impossible to speculate on an asset as scarce as Bitcoin. But I think $250,000 to $1 million is the imagination I have in that range of just how big this can get. With that, let's now return to Raoul Pal with more of his insights.
Let's go back to the risk-reward topic. Here's Jurrien Timmer's chart that I've stolen from him, which is, on the left, is all of the bubbles of risk-rewards of assets and how they look. Pretty typical, and this is how asset allocators think about it. But when you add in Bitcoin, you end up with a massive blank page with, at the very top right, this fucking alien risk-reward, which is Bitcoin. Crypto is a complete alien in terms of performance and risk-reward. This chart includes the drawdown of 2022. So you see, again, I keep saying it's a gift, and people still don't really understand what a gift it is. It's something unlike anything we've ever had in history, and it gives us a hell of a chance to make money. So to sum up what the biggest macro trade of all time is, it's crypto going from 2.7 trillion, where we are today, to, let's say, 12 trillion by the end of this cycle, and on to 100 trillion within 10 years. And you've got to understand, this would be the fastest accumulation of an asset class in all recorded history in the shortest period of time. It'll have driven the highest returns of any asset class in all of recorded history in the shortest period of time. In fact, in any period of time. And it will be the fastest accumulation of wealth the world has ever seen in the shorter period of time. If we go and generate 90 odd trillion in wealth in the next 10 years. To put that number in perspective, because we're all getting bored of such big trillion numbers, that is, the S&P 500 is $50 trillion. That is the accumulated worth of all the companies that have succeeded and failed and grown over time, driven by the US economy over the last 100 years is 50 trillion. It's double that. And you're going to do it in 10 years. It's a global wealth shock on a scale never seen before in history. It's like all of the baby boomers coming in and saving all at the same time in 10 years, their entire life savings, plus all of China coming in from the WTO as that opened and the wealth that generated, plus India opening up, plus all the Russians added together and probably doubled. Right? This is the scale of what could happen here. Assume Raoul is a moron. It's always a good thing to do. Maybe I'm wrong. Discount me by 50%. Discount me by 75%. It's still at 25 trillion. It's one of the largest increases in global wealth the world will have ever seen. This is why it's the big macro opportunity. This is why so many of my friends and colleagues, famous macro people, have just walked out of the old world into the new world, because it's like, this is the big one. Macro people look for the big trade. You know, it was the subprime crisis, it was all of that. But the returns coming out of this space dwarf all of those opportunities added together. Gone are the days where an incredible macro year would be Paul Tudor Jones up 100%. People in crypto get that regularly. That's a pretty lackluster year. And in fact, you expect to see several 100%. So look, it's mind-blowing.
Do you agree with Raoul Pal's insights on the growth potential of cryptocurrency? Would you say that it's the biggest macro trade of all time, or do you think other technologies like AI would be bigger? Feel free to share your thoughts and join the discussion in the comments section below. If you found this video enlightening, consider giving us a like, subscribing to the channel, and turning on post notifications for more similar content. Stay tuned for our next episode as we continue to give you the latest and most relevant crypto news for your journey in digital finance. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you again. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these two awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.